we're live with a late night reading. How late? Dude, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? Geeking, I guess. I can't even tell you, dude. I'm filled with so much energy, I cannot sleep. We can blame it on the moon and leave it at that. Hey, St. Patrick is still hanging out at my altar. That's crazy cool. Hey, what's up everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer and teacher. Shaman, Seer, Oracle, Lightworker, Starseed, Earth Angel, Mystic, Medium, Psychic, Witch, Yogi, Guru, Evangelist, North American Sybil. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst and your messenger of God, the first child of God, the LILITH. I've abandoned my crew, huh? Life was lifing. I was very busy today. I accomplished great feats. But then I had all that energy. I had all this, stored up energy. And I used it for doing all of these, 3D tasks. And I couldn't tell you what's going on. Other than that, a lot of excitement and energy. How are you guys doing? I was curious, so that's why I was like, well, I went to go take a bath. And the water wasn't getting hot. And he is like, alright, that's what I was going to do to calm down, but since that's not working right now, and I'm not sure why, but I'm going to complain after I check the cards. I was like, well, let's check the cards and see what the current energy is, because it is definitely moving and grooving. Hey, we should look at freaking Magnetize Yourself and see if she's picking up any of this movie groovy energy. Groovy. Oh, Lord. In order to keep up with that, you would have had to seen what I posted in my shorts. It's been an exciting moon phase. Aries moon phase would mean that this is the start of a new moon cycle, right? And then we're supposed to start the Wiccan calendar, and we start the dark seasons. This is a season of celebration. It's the rebirth. Well, of course, it's a death, but just like you guys, the new year, you're like, oh, it's all new. I get it. I get the energy. Did you get it? How you getting it? However do you want it. I'm still me. That's what's so funny. I'll be like not doing all this, and I'll be so busy in the real world doing all kinds of real world shit. Be a real girl. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a real girl. And then I come back here and I'm like, never mind. The music starts playing and I start seeing everything and here comes the whole references. I would be like in my whole universe, and it's like, I can't ever pull out. I can tap out for a minute, but I don't get to pull out. There's very few moments where I can just exist in the nothingness. Where are we at? Holy Spirit? Oh, Temperance. I've been in a place of temperance all day. Really? Fucking Neo status, bro. Just totally fucking calm. Straight yogi. Yeah, straight meditative. Almost like numb. So much peace that it was numb. When it feels right, everything just goes real smooth. And it's like it's been the smoothest day ever. Ever? I mean, ever. And given the complexity of the day and all of the information that I took in and put out and everything, like all the tasks that I did, I should be wore out, I should be exhausted, I should be upset, I should be bothered. I feel great. Now, this morning, before any of this came to me, I had already felt like I was going to fast for the weekend because this moon was bringing on huge energy. Really? Yeah, I was like, dude, I might need to fast for this one so I could stay in the spirit and not get all fucked up in my mind. So I actually been fasting all day, so I was on top of everything. I haven't eaten anything. So I'm staying in the spirit, and that's because that's the temperance. It's like I'm not trying to let my mind get carried away. And there's ways to, calm the motherfucker. But sometimes you can't. You just have to deal with whatever comes up. Luckily, nothing's really come up. It's just been a smooth ride. And that's it's like surfing the waves, bro. It was a really cool, smooth ride. That's what this card talks about. Let's go talk about it. It's really... I went to the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, that's where we need to be. Why? Because it's the Queen of the Earth, the Crone of Winter. She brings gloom and death. Ew, I went to the tower. With all endings come new beginnings. That's all I can say about the current situation. That was the rebirth. Temperance. It's like, don't you turn to it all the time? I know. Temperance means moderation, the recognition that there is a middle way and that extremes are not necessary. That's where I'm at. I didn't go either way. It was just smooth riding, where even down to the water. That could really piss me off right now. All I want to do is take a nice hot bath, and there's no hot water. The fuck is going on? I could really go into a hissy fit about some shit. But today has been a smooth day. The word derives from the Latin word tempura, which means to combine properly, referring to the mixture of ingredients of the right proportion. The path of initiation begins with a journey deep into ourselves so that we may face the darkness, fears, and limitations that lie in the false personality of the ego. Only by descending into darkness can the soul renew itself. The false personality of the ego is simplistic things like, I would never do that type of thing. That's your ego speaking all the way. That's straight programming. Don't knock it till you try it. And I, as the Lilith, my soul frequency is fuck around and find out. I am the definition of adventure and finding ways and breaking rules and, going against things. And that's the whole thing that I've taught you through this whole journey is one by one, you have to break your own rules and the rules put on you. You don't break God's rules. You don't break the government's rules. But you break these societal fucking beliefs that you've been programmed by. That's what gives you a free spirit. When you don't walk in the mass conscious, where you're not trapped in the thoughts of your mind and the rules of your mind. My mind is telling me no, so I can't do these things. You limit yourself by what your mind says you can and can't do. And some of it is you, misbelief, but most of it is somebody else's programming put on you, telling you how to act, what is yet good, what is bad, what are the rules are. They put way more rules on you. As a perfectionist or someone with a heavy inner critic, that can get way out of control. Somebody with OCD, somebody trying to, you know what I mean? You have all of these rules and constraints and limitations to what makes you feel safe. You have to learn how to, break those down. Otherwise, they'll keep you locked up. No, I don't go places like that because they don't make me feel comfortable. There's a lot of places like that. So that means you avoid people or places or things. And why are you avoiding them? Because you're bothered? You might want to work on that. That's where this all goes. This is far from the end of the journey. It is a glimpse of what is possible. We must start to return to the outer world, acting from our connection with the spiritual realm. And this is a difficult transition, which means the process can often be abandoned and rejected as the ego resurfaces, as well as will be seen in the underworld, which is the devil card, and the tower. What is that? Meaning your fears and your limitations and everything you hide from comes back to haunt you. Yeah? The gap between world and spirit, between outer conscious and inner self, between fire and water, earth and air, must be bridged and reconciled. That means you have to align this shit, where it's not a war between your mind and your heart. To begin with, your heart just starts to wake up and have a voice of its own, and your mind is trying to logically talk this motherfucker down. And that's not the way. You can't be ruled by the mind, which are the things of this world. Your mind is programmed by nothing but the things of this world. Until you take out that programming and put in otherworldly information, it can't see, perceive, understand, hear anything but what it's programmed to, which are the things of this world. In the Bible, it speaks of taking off the flesh and walking in the spirit. It means fighting your mind. It says, you know what I mean? To not walk in the laws, but walk in the spirit. Just, you know what I mean? To break your mind and be free in the spirit. To chase what your heart is desiring against all logic. And that me, the Lilith, has taught that. I did what no entity had ever done before. I was the first bearer of free will, and I used it to the absolute extremes. I could do anything and go anywhere and be anything and create anything. I was the only one, up until that apple, that knew of the power that God had given to humanity. The apple was the knowing. Now you know how powerful you are. And once they knew that they had the power of God, they no longer needed God. And that's how arrogant motherfucking magicians walk around today, thinking that they own God's power because they have the power of God. No, you have God inside of you. And when you let God out, unbelievable powers come outside of you, where your words become magical, your thoughts create. Just like God, you speak it into existence. When you let God out, which is what? Your heart. He is the definition of love. There's no stronger power in this world. You cannot choose who to love. You cannot stop your love. You cannot control your love. Love is the strongest power. It's beyond constraints and limitations. When you do what makes your heart feel joy, you are in the God source. And now, by just feeling that joy in your heart, you can magnetize more joy. Your heart is radiating God's love. So it's calling in all forms of God's love. Yeah? Yeah, that's what makes me the master alchemist and not you. Why? Because I manifest from a heart's desire, not a mind's fucking want. I do what my heart desires, so therefore it always comes true. Because it's a heart's desire. It's powered by love. What gets in the way of that? Your mind saying you can't have such things or you can't do such things. That's bad. And that's the devil card, but it's just a shadow. Parts of you that you deny, that you don't let free because of the persecution of others. They're not going to like this part. This is the part where the beat breaks down. That's what it is. I have a tragic past that I tried to hide from the world. But when I open it, and I love it, and I express it to everyone, here's my tragic, terrible childhood. Here's my tragic marriages. Here's my tragic self that I tried to hide from you. I'm not really that put together. I have PTSD, and I work through it, and it's made me a spiritual fucking guru. But ultimately, yeah, all the things I tried to hide. And so when it's no longer hidden, but it's shown, it doesn't have that power of, oh, I hope nobody finds out. You just accept it. You don't speak of it like it's powerful, but you bring it up in the conversation when it needs to be. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't like stuff like this. It goes back to childhood. I have some traumas and stuff that I'm still working on. Can we not do this? Something like that. And then people, when you show it compassion, a part of you, when you acknowledge a part of you is unhealed and you tell people to recognize, forgive me, they have compassion and understanding. You give them, you know what I mean? They see through you that you're struggling. And it's okay, because most everybody has empathy to struggle. You know what I mean? If you see somebody over there in the corner being all fucking, you know what I mean, a fucking poopy pants at the party, and then all of a sudden you're like, what's their fucking problem? Who invited you? And then someone says, hey bro, they just had a death in their family. You'd be like, oh, that's fucked up. You want to go talk to them to make them feel better, but you don't know what to say. And that's really what it is you don't know why people are giving off that energy, but I promise you it's just hurt. Really? Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to stop after this card because I woke up my daughter. Temperance represents a connection with your higher self, your spiritual purpose, bringing soul growth, harmony, and a sense of inner peace into your life. You must begin this process by abjuring extremes and by pursuing right action, all circumstances, which may involve not acting at all. What does that mean? You have to go to the limits. It has to, going to all extremes. It's my way or the highway. It has to be this way. This is what has to happen. You have a one-track mindset. You have to let it, flow. In the essence, I don't chase my dreams. I believe in them and I take actions to them, and therefore I have full certainty that they will manifest within good time. If you don't see it, you don't believe it, and so you try to make it happen. You have to see results. You have to be productive. You have to have something to show. That's what this means. And that's where I've been. It's like, do I have to do something or do I just allow something to happen? Something interesting happened today. I'm going to teach you the most important thing that I learned today. What happened? I'm very controlling. I'm a very controlling person, right? I want to be in control. Somebody surrendered. It's like, all right, whatever you say. I'm going to surrender and whatever you say. So they gave me the full control that I wanted. I didn't have to fight for it. I didn't have to stand up for it. I didn't have to put, well, what about me? Am I being heard? It was like, all right, whatever you say. And I looked back and I was like, well, I had full control, and you know what I did? I gave it back. It was an equal submission. Meaning, you know what? It doesn't have to be my way. If that's what you need to do to feel safe, is have it your way, then whatever you say. And when I felt that I could have it anyway, I felt safe enough to be like, well, I don't need to be heard. Let's hear your way. Like, it completely backfired. I was supposed to be calling all the shots, but I was like, well, how about your opinion? And that's really what it is it's an equal surrender where both parties are heard. But at the same time, it's like also an understanding that you're dealing with Lilith. You're not going to tell me what to do. I will bend over backwards to do things for people, but I don't like to be told what to do or controlled or manipulated into doing some shit. I'll do it out of the kindness of my heart if you just ask me straight the fuck up, if it's something I'm comfortable with doing. But I don't like to be coerced or forced or told that I can or can't do something. That never worked. You have to understand my spirit. That went down in the first day of creation. He tried to tell me how it was done. I said no, and he didn't want to hear my way. It had to be done his way, and I walked away. Who's going to walk away first, me or you? Is it just better to give in? And that's what this kind of is about. It's like, were you going to try to control this? Or was I going to try to control this? And that's what it means to, let down your guard. Instead of going at something, just allow it. To be in your divine feminine energy, there's a saying. Divine feminines don't chase, we attract. Meaning, we align with what's best for us, we believe in it, and we call it into us. And we call that opportunity in for us, based on our feelings, our heart's desires. The divine masculine is all action. He goes after what he wants. We attract what we want, right? So it's not about a feminine or a masculine man and a woman. It's about the energy. Are you attracting the thing you want, or are you chasing the things you want? And that's where you notice the difference. Because your heart has a certainty about the things that your heart desires. It has no question. It's your mind gets in the way and questions, so how does this work? But your heart knows it's all going to work. This is going to work out fine. You know what I mean? Like winning the lotto and seeing the vision of that. My mind could be like, well, when? How? What are we going to do? But it's got all the information. My heart has given it all the answers. That it's certain it'll happen. And we don't have to rush it because it'll happen. In that particular context, there's not much I can do to make it happen. Just be available which is what? You know what I mean? Put $1 in the fucking bucket. You know what I mean? Spin a roll of the dice, and that's fate. That's fate and fortune. Fate is, it's fated to happen. I can't make it happen, and I can't stop it from happening. The only way I could stop it from happening is not being available to it. Right? In essence, is if you knew that all you had to do to play to win at life was to play, and you don't want to play, then how are you winning? If you know this makes you happy, but you won't do it because you're afraid of the risks, then you're never going to be happy. Because there's always a risk. It's always risky to do the things that make you happy. You have to go against the judgment of your own mind. I went to the Queen of Swords. That's exactly what I went to. Really? Yeah. That's that mind, being able to control it. What's underneath there? The star. Sign of hope. Challenge, but be in your empress mode. What does it mean to be the empress? They always show her pregnant. It means birthing. It's being abundant. I'm always birthing new projects, new ideas, new ways of life, new inspiration and hope, new points of view. I'm always giving something. I'm always creating something new. That's what it means to be in your empress mode. Where does it come from? You have to receive it. In order to be so giving, you have to be very receiving, which is attracting. You attract so much abundance that you have plenty to give. How are you attracting? Because you're listening to your heart, and your mind's aligned with your heart, and you believe in the universe, and it all works together. It creates this flow of energy. The Emperor is about taking action. For some reason, you know, fucking Aries over there likes to claim that card. They're always taking action. Alright, fine. The divine masculine is always chasing. Fair enough. That's what you're doing, right? You're always in action. That's not feminine. That's masculine. You're chasing. The divine feminine is attracting. So you're chasing things for yourself, though, not for the wealth of anybody else. You're chasing them for the pride, for the power. We're what? Attracting them for the giving, the ability to help. You know what I mean? We're receiving just so we can give. Really? Yeah. A real divine feminine and any kind of male or female energy is not hoarding and stashing and hiding and sneaking and stealing to get more. We don't worry about more because we create more. It's our own energy. We can create. The Empress is one of the highest level of creating. She's full of creative arts. It flows to her. The next highest manifester, you gotta understand the High Priestess of what I do. That's one thing, is to be able to have it all. But as it said in the Temperance, to be able to ground it into this energy is a whole nother fucking thing. I can see it all, I can receive it all, but what do I do with it? That's where, you know, scavengers like Russ, little hyenas and vultures come over here and take these messages and coin them. All of the things that I see are inspiration out of this world that you can use to create wealth in this world. As the High Priestess, you just sit there and see it. You're part of it. You have no desire to leave it and bring it to anyone because it's yours, just being part of it. And that's what it is. As the High Priestess, I can sit there and see all of everything, all the workings of the universe. The High Priestess is a High Priestess to what? She speaks to a kingdom. She receives this message, or the kingdoms come to her for the messages. She gives it to them, and they use that information for protection, love, abundance, health, vitality, whatever they need for their kingdoms. You go to the wise one, who is the high priestess, right? And the magician is like that too. So I could tell the magician, and he can create it using the elements. The high priestess only sees it. She has to deliver the message to someone that can create it. So who does she give it to? Truthfully, the Queen of Cups or the Empress. Why? Because their hearts are true, and they'll only create good things. A reverse Queen of Cups is a sour-ass bitch. Unloving, uncaring, no compassion, cut off from anything nice. These are the fucking chicks that don't have friends that hate chicks. Who is that? Me? Right, I mean? Completely cut off of the feminine energy. Completely. Right? Same with the Empress. And that's where it is. You give it to the ones that can multiply it. Marshall Mathers is what? Divine feminine energy. So when I got this inspiration of how to change the musical world, who did I give it to? Someone caring, someone kind, someone compassionate, someone honest, someone with integrity, someone with a sense of balance and equality, someone that could use this to make other lives better instead of just his own. Right? Right. Somebody could use this to make the world a better place. And that's what it is, why I have such a following. They're supposed to. I'm supposed to give them what it takes to make the world better. God gave me these bench warmers that don't want to do any better. They just want to use it for fucking stupid shit, like money and pussy. Make their mom look proud to their mom and stupid shit. That's what I mean. People can study this their whole lives and never know how to actually harness it and do anything with it. It's just words in a book that they repeat to sound charming or sophisticated at a fucking party. You know what I mean? To sound like they know some shit. Hey Russ, what chakra is in your system is blocked? Oh, well then go back to Utah and, get another chakra cleaning. What are you manifesting? Because from here it looks like you're chasing real fucking hard. Really? What energy are you in? He used all these words in his songs, but when you ask him about it, you can't prove it. That goes back to Wolfman. Have you ever seen him shift his energy? It's the same old, same ho energy. Always, always. No matter where he goes, it's still him. The scenery may change, but not him. You don't change with the scenery. You don't go with it. You're just a tourist of it. You're just taking pictures. You're just taking in the images. You're not becoming culturalized. You're not becoming anything with the experience. You're just blowing through experiences to say you did it, to put on your travel channel. Who am I talking to right now? That's pretty much everyone. You guys go somewhere and look where I've been. I've been where everyone else has ever been before. I'm one of the fucking millions of people that have ever been here and took this picture at this fucking particular place. Really? Yeah, congratulations. You went to the wonderful places that every person has to go to, that is driven to go. The mass slaughtering. Have you been to Tijuana? Every Californian, every Southern Californian can be like, bro, it's TJ. It's TJ. They all have a story about TJ. Do you have a fucking story about TJ? Then shut the fuck up, bro. You and all your fucking resorts and shit. You ain't never been to the Dirty Dirty before? Viva la Mexico, putos. Anyways, sorry. I had a little fun with that. We're trying to birth something new. We're trying to have a new experience. We're trying to give the world, and that's what our life is, an expression of God. We're trying to give the world a story to talk about. Really? Not something to envy, but something to ponder on. Your life is a story. Every day should be a different page. And as this Sagittarius, that's what I said, is you don't have to go live an adventurous life. Living with God is adventurous. He is full of adventure. Twists and turns and ups and downs and wins and losses and falls and gains. You don't have to create it. He already created it for you. You can go out and chase this wonderful life, or you can just enjoy one. It takes exactly what I learned today. Surrender. I mean, I teach you that all the time, but somebody actually did. And it was really funny. It's like chasing a car. I wouldn't know what to do if I got one. And it just stopped in front of me and opened the doors. And I just jumped in the car and was like, where are we going to go? Where do you want to take me? And where do you want to go? Wherever you want to go. Whatever you say. Whatever you like. It's funny how that works. How if you give a little, you can get a lot more from not being rigid. And that was the beginning of this. I didn't try to control anything. I just went with the flow. I had my suggestions and I wanted to be heard, but it didn't have to be my way. And that's a hard thing to learn. As I told you, that's Fortuna and that's Baba Yaga. It's just learning. You're always learning how to adapt to change, to new situations, to new people, to new challenges, to a new way of life. You have to be adaptable to get through this. You're going to go through many changes, many versions of yourself on the way to becoming your best version. You have to go through all your lower versions of yourself, relive those to even start progressing. But that is the progression. As you go backwards, you're making quantum leaps forward, consciously. And once your conscious aligns with your heart, then that's when it manifests. That's that philosopher's stone where everything turns to gold. You have the right philosophy, the right mindset. It's powered by your heart. That's why Wolfman will never ever possess the powers that I have. Because he doesn't have a heart. I must have said that at least 4 times today. Yeah, but he doesn't have a heart. But he doesn't have a heart. But that's why he does that, because he doesn't have a heart. He has one. Everyone does. But without the power of love, and that's why he seduces women. He has to use their love for him as power to manifest. He's a spiritual rapist. We call him a warlock. He's very dark, but that's what he needs. He needs other people's love to feel love. Somewhat to our celebrities. They don't have it inside of them. Not to give to someone else, but they've never felt it. They need it from other people to feel good. They need your love to feel love. They don't have it. Why don't they have it? Because they shut off their heart a long time ago? Do you think Wolfman wants to talk about it? Of course not. But when I started having these conversations, there was people like Marshall Mathers who had shut his heart off real hard, and he started to listen. And he started to open it up. And he started to take in new information. He started to change his old way of thinking and let this be his new way, like me. He started to open himself up and he started to have new experiences. He has a new life. He does new things. It's still him. He's still the same animal, but he's a new beast, as Kobe says. When does it stop? When he stops opening his heart, when he stops chasing it, when he stops healing. It only stops when you stop. There's no end to how much your heart can open and how much love can pour out of it and what it can create. There's no end to it. Your mind is very limiting. It can only create off of the images it's seen. Your heart can desire something that's never been had before. And as I said that, I manifested something that was nearly impossible, and I've talked about it forever. And it seems to be exactly what I'm going to get. I was like, this is impossible. No way is this happening. No way. Really? Yeah. And instead of trying to make it happen, I surrendered to if it does or if it doesn't. And then all of a sudden it did. When you stop chasing it, it starts chasing you. Not a person, but destiny. It's like I wanted this because I believed in it. And then I stopped believing in it, or I gave up chasing it. And that belief was still enough to make it happen. I didn't have to chase it. I just had to let it happen. We don't let things happen. We make things happen, right? And when things happen that we didn't have control over, we lose it real bad. We blame people, we blame ourselves, we blame God. We're mad because we were in control. But that's the point. It's to surrender control and let it be a beautiful experience where you co-create, where you're part of it instead of doing all the fucking work. That's my message to you. I'm going to be busy in the morning. I have some appointments, and then it's Saturday. The kids want to go fucking hit up the thrift store and look at Halloween costumes. And, we always have that fun trip to Walmart. So there's a fun day in the neighborhood. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to push my limits. I hope you do too. We'll check in if I can, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm doing all my full moon ceremonies before Monday like I always do. I can't do it on a Sunday because, God exhausts me on a Sunday doing his works. Really? Yeah, it's hard to be in the light and the dark. I praise both. So there's different fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I have to do witchcraft on Saturday and I have to do fucking church on Sunday. Make sure I pack the right clothes here. I don't show up in my in my darks and in the light. Like, damn, am I in the right place? You go with the flow, bro. Really? Yeah. How quick can you take your work clothes off and put on your bikini? Don't run to work in your bikini, is that referenced? Yeah, I'll catch up with you guys. Temperance was what we started with. There's challenges, they always are, as long as you have the right mindset. That you're letting your heart guide you through this, and you're talking your mind through, down. Your mind is full of fears, so you have to hear it out. Yeah, I get that. I understand where you're coming from, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Oh, it's so hard. It's a lot of nurturing, but that's it. You're loving yourself through your own insecurities and fears and limiting beliefs. You're supporting yourself. This is very self-empowering. It's a self-healing journey. It all happens inside where your mind is, you know what I mean? You want to do something, but your mind won't let you. And you have to work through that to do what makes you happy. And sometimes we just give up the battle because it's like, my mind's right. I give up. Your mind, my pessimistic mind doesn't see that this will ever work, so I give up. Sometimes you just give up fighting it, but don't give up the actual belief. You know what I mean? It's just the fears that are standing in front of you. And most of them aren't real. I'm afraid of a bear. Really? What's he gonna do? Don't run. Be bigger than the bear. Really? That's the tricks. Depending on what kind of bear you're facing. If it's a polar bear, no, you're fucked. He's gonna eat you. But you shouldn't be where they live. Stay the fuck out of their backyard and they won't be eating you. Don't come on that. Don't start no shit. Won't be no shit. Energy of a polar bear is what I'm saying. Hey, I love you. Laters. Have a good night. Bye-bye.